Good evening, everybody. Japan Metalhead here. Hope you're going well. It's day 2 of Vlogust. If that's how I can put it, like Vlogust. And today we're going to talk about how to use your annual leave wisely to get to more countries. Okay, I don't know what the situation is like in your country. In the Western world, like, let's just say, Australia, New Zealand, United States, Canada, Ireland, Great Britain, whatever, you normally get like 4 weeks, 28 days annual leave. Now normally you could take them all at once, or what you could do is basically split them up between the financial year. In Britain, our financial year goes from like the start of April to the end of March the following year. So it was 2019. My manager said, Martin, you need to use up your annual leave because it's not going to be rolled over. I only had like a week left. So on the last week of March 2019, I took a week away, went to the Caucasus, went back to Georgia, visited Baku and Azerbaijan, and then I flew to Cyprus for a weekend in Paphos. And then I flew back to the Kingdom. A couple of months later, I took a week off work to go to Slovakia to see Dream Theatre, Hungary to visit a synagogue and all the other churches, and then also to Beirut and within Lebanon, also Bashari. So I had a weekend in Lebanon. I came back to the UK after a week away, but then I took another few days off to go visit my family in Guernsey. So that literally was like 2 weeks of annual leave used up in the 2019-2020 financial year. Now, how I used the last of my annual leave for 2019 was taking a 2-week vacation from France to French Guiana, where I visited the Guianas. French Guiana, Suriname, Guyana, and Amapá State in northern Brazil. That was 2 weeks away from Britain, 2 weeks well spent, 14 days on South American soil, and that was well worth my money's worth because the flights were just so damn cheap. If I tried taking the same flight right now, that would have been double my money, but that's like 4 years on. Now, if we talk about how long I've basically spent away on vacation, I actually spent 3 weeks away from Britain during the pandemic, during the second lockdown. Basically, I had annual leave I was supposed to take. I was supposed to go on holiday before my birthday, to Serbia and northern Iraq. I eventually went to Serbia early, but I didn't end up going to northern Iraq because of complicated issues. So I was away for 3 and a bit weeks. Last year, I took a whole month away from the United Kingdom when I spent, 32 days within Southern Africa, visiting all the countries that border South Africa, apart from Mozambique, as well as Zimbabwe and Zambia, and those little tiny countries within South Africa, like Lesotho and Eswatini. The reason I took that month in Africa is because I resigned from my job for 5 years. Just basically got a whole huge payout, so I thought, I'm getting a huge payout after all this time, they're paying me my annual leave and all that as a going away present. And I initially only wanted to go away for 2 months, but because of my medical conditions, the amount of medicine that I needed, the bloody chemist didn't give me more than 2 months. I really wanted 3 months, because I would have been able to stay in Africa for longer, but I did have a round trip ticket for 30 days, so initially I had to go back to London at the end of it. You could be smart or dumb and say it might be boss, give me 28 days off for November. But I kind of literally think that it's best if you break it up because, you could have 1 week away at the start of April and you could go to maybe 2 countries. You could take another week away and depending on where you go, maybe another 2 or 3 countries. But then let's just say if you take 2 weeks away, right, 2 weeks is enough for anybody to travel from Mexico to Panama without flying by buses. Just as long as you stop in the capitals along the way and you time yourself right, because I was able to do that even though I didn't reach Panama. I went as far as from Cancun to Costa Rica. So anyway, this is day 2 of Vlogust done. This is Martin Metalhead, over and out.